Word I've got for you is solitude. It's not really a uniquely Christian word. Solitude. The illusion that you're on your own and therefore in control of your thoughts just because you're sitting by yourself. The Christian faith is inherently public, extroverted, a group thing, social, because of Jesus. The Trinity shows us that God is better than omnipotent and omniscient. To the core, God is relational. Jesus relished the give and take of open debate, never backed down from a public argument. His ministry begins by gathering a group, disciples. When asked what God expected of us, remember, Jesus offered a twofold command straight out of the decidedly communitarian faith of Israel. Love God and love your neighbor, implying that you can't love one without the other. If we're going to meet Jesus, if we're going to grow in our relationship with him and courageously obey him, it's going to have to be as a group, as members of his troop are not at all. That is, in church. Christian worship is primarily communal and communitarian. A group of companions, the word means sharing bread, around Jesus' table, sharing good bread, good wine, good conversation. Not some poor soul alone in a booth at Burger King or on a meditative retreat marketed to the professional managerial class alone. Safe, solitary, contemplative spirituality has its enthusiasts, but I just don't find much biblical support. True, there were a few times when Jesus went alone to the desert to pray, but we don't know much about what happened in his solitude, except in Gethsemane. There Jesus was forced into isolation by the evil that lay before him. In solitude, he was beset by his greatest temptation. More typical is for Jesus to be constantly mixing it up with a crowd, accosting travelers on the road, fostering uncomfortable conversations with people, but most scandalously of all, eating, drinking, carousing indiscriminately with both friends and enemies. In more than one of his parables, Jesus depicted God's kingdom as a great party, a shindig, when just one little wayward lamb is finally found, says Jesus in one of his memorable parables. When one is found, heaven goes wild. Let's party. Jesus' rich social life implies that if we're to be fully human, it will not be in separateness, aloneness, but through a public web of relationships, responsibilities, connections with others, including God. Puff out your chest saying, hey, I gotta be me. Strip yourself of your commitments to others, your relationships. What's left is going to be a lot less than the you God has in mind. This faith is ill-sung solo. Yes, God in Jesus Christ can be encountered in solitary walks in the woods, or sitting alone and reading a book. But more typical is for the convivial Christ to show up at dinner time, doing what he loved, sharing food, drink, and truth in conversation with friends. Christ says, hey, where two or three are gathered, count me in.